So what's your name and how you feeling?
Hey, my name is Ina, and I'm feeling pretty good. I am part of a network school state together with Mili, and today 1 week passed.
We just had a lecture with Balaji,
Yeah,
who's like I saw he's like the president. You know, it's funny, but he is the president.
he is the president of the school. It's so funny. Yeah.
But what did you? What emotions did that give you?
I'm learning a lot about the geopolitics, especially I'm very interested in that area, and especially more logical stuff like the mapping and the topography and geodistance and all of these things
Yep.
are stuff that I want to learn, so maybe in the future I can use it. And I can make also network school or pop-up cities in Japan and in Albania, which I am originally from. So yeah.
It was a lot about the state of the world, geopolitics, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah, it's very interesting, especially nowadays. The politics are becoming crazy all around the world, especially in USA, I think. How it's like a drama. I want a popcorn and watch it. Like what's going on with Trump and
the
Kamala
election,
Harris
the
and the elections. Inflation, homeless people in San Francisco or California, and healthcare that USA is suffering a lot, I think. Suffering a lot, maybe not the best wording, but I mean, they're not having a lot of good health care, probably.
And the slide Balaji showed of how Democrats and Republicans have never been so far apart.
Yeah.
Like totally split in the middle.
Although they are like capitalism, like the idea of democracy, but it looks like it's not exactly democracy, it's more like socialism for some people. So that is very interesting to me how one small idea can grow so big, and now USA is on this version of socialism, I think.
Yep.
But, yeah.
Yep. It's for sure interesting.
Yeah.
But you said you were originally from Albania, but now you're living in Japan for a long time.
Yeah.
When did you move to Japan and why?
I moved around. Firstly, I visited in 2016, and after a year, I moved in Japan to study Japanese in Japanese school, and luckily I got into a job. I worked in a company there, and I still have connection with that company, although I quit. I helped them with the karate website system and
karate. There was a karate company.
It is not company, it's a federation, but so my boss used to be a karateka, like a black belt for Japan, and he had this federation, and he wanted help with technical stuff, so I was there, and I'm still part of them to help them like an advisor or something. Yeah.
Right. Okay, so you were inspired by Japan, of course, but were you somehow dissatisfied with Albania, or was it just
of course,
you wanted something new?
I graduated in Oxford Brookes, by the way.
Where?
Like I did like a master degree in Oxford Brookes in UK.
Right.
For trading, and my idea of life at the time was I wanted to join very big corporates and work with them, and I didn't know what I wanted to do a lot, but this was some idea, like, and I couldn't find a job. I live in Albania, and every time I apply, it's like, oh, you're not European Union person, you cannot get this job, and so on. So it hit a lot of my confidence and my self-esteem. And then I decided to do something which is totally unrelated. So I'm going to study Japanese. Why not? And I went to Japan, and that was the idea of it. So I didn't have any friend when I went there. I spoke zero language. I had no house. So I went in the airport, and I had to figure out all my life.
And this was before GPT and all of this?
Yes.
Wow.
So, but it turns out pretty well. So I'm very happy to make this intuitive decision, not logical, but intuitive. My mind and brain conflicting each other.
Yeah, I think many people get to a point where you kind of have to trust intuition.
Yeah, I trust my gut, and I thought I'm going to make it. And I was really young at that age, and I didn't know who I am, what I want in my life. Hello. So figuring out life with difficulties was a very good challenge, and I think I want to suggest to everybody to try to get out of their comfort zone and just challenge yourself. You never know.
Yep. What's something you have learned from the Japanese culture that you think more people could be interested in?
Humbleness. Humbleness, and no matter how much you achieve in life, and even if you're a celebrity, have the respect for everybody, like from the cleaner to the upper person. So you need to respect everybody similar or like same, something like that. And another thing is, I love Japanese design. This is not exactly what you asked, but the aesthetic of the life there, or the design, how they make interior of the houses, or cafes, or books and clothes, and for example, Uniqlo, is one of the fastest, I think, the highest profit in the world now. It surpassed Zara. Why? Because of the simplicity and minimalism design they have in clothes. Second, Steve Jobs was so inspired by Japan
Yep.
and his design, and he wanted to make cool calligraphy, and that's how he started. Actually, he was not a software developer. He just was interested in aesthetic of things. So Japan design has affected a lot my outfits as well, and how I think, and what I like in presentations, and my writing style as well affects. So yeah.
Is Feng Shui, is that Japanese concept or Chinese?
I think that's a Chinese concept, but I don't know that a lot, so I cannot give a comment. Yeah.
Oh, Japan has a lot of
But it has a
culture.
lot of philosophical parts, so very deeply. So yeah.
Something more about Japan, like this maybe philosophical part. What is there that you find interesting?
Yeah. Let me think a bit. You want to walk this side? Sure. Philosophical part. What is another thing? Zen, yeah, the tea ceremony. The tea ceremony. I am very into the tea ceremony and green tea and matcha from Japan, and I really like their concept of how they build the tea ceremony. So if you enter a tea ceremony room, it's very very simple. There is actually nothing there, no furniture. It's
Yep.
like empty, and that emptiness is still like beautiful. So you are surrounded by nature, and you are seated on a tatami, which is like a bamboo floor, and somehow you are in peace with yourself and everything and the world. And the second part is, you have no ego when you enter these tea ceremonies. Like leave your ego at the door, because you are nobody here. You are naked from everything. So I really like that philosophy, and I try to put it in my life too. I am nobody and I'm everybody in that sense. So
That's beautiful.
I'm kind of naked in the world. Like, I am not afraid of showing myself whatever I am. Just being honest to my feeling. That's the important thing. Being true and honest to yourself. That's something you learn from Japanese philosophy, I guess.
That's very good.
Yeah.
It would be useful for many to be egoless for a while, just to
Yeah.
come back to the basics, simple basics.
Very simple, basic. Yeah.
So you have for now been for a long time in Japan, but now suddenly you have traveled here to
Malaysia.
Malaysia. Yeah.
Oh, are we supposed to say that?
No, it's not so big a deal, I find. But what caught your attention about this network school and Balaji? Or how did you get into it?
Oh, yeah, sure. So I have been in crypto space for some time, and I didn't know about network state. I got to learn from Lex Friedman podcast that Balaji was invited.
The 8-hour session.
The 8-hour session.
He said
I
the
actually
8-hour
listened. I
podcast.
actually listened to all of it. I was running, and I do some chores in the house, and I keep listening, and not in the same day, but different
That's
days.
some kind of record to do 8 hours.
That was so fun. I thought Balaji has so much energy to do 8 hours. It was fantastic. And I kind of knew a bit about Balaji, that he is like this tech genius, because he was on Coinbase, like the CTO, and we work in crypto, we kind of know who are like figures, like key figures, leaders.
Yeah.
So in that sense, I kind of knew, but I didn't know a lot. So Yeah, I got to read his book, not all of it, I'm not gonna lie. I have read some part of it, and it really made sense to me because I have been wanting to do something similar. How can people escape? For example, I come from Eastern Europe, Albania, and I see many young people who are ambitious, but because the government is crazy, there's no startups, there's no idea of owning business, but and I always wanted to get out of it. So I thought, how can I help my community? And I wanted to do actually type of network say, but I didn't know what it's called. And so I thought, while I'm in Japan, I'm going to make some nomad village. That was my original idea.
Really?
And if we have internet, I thought, like good infrastructure and good food, because Japan has very good food actually, oh, people must be very happy and they can live. So the idea was people live in a village with many abandoned houses, IKEA, and then they can just restore them. So how do you say, small by small, little by little, and yeah. Woo!
Hopla.
Sorry, you should put that. I'm kidding.
It will be.
It would be fun as an intro.
But okay, so that's
So that was how I got introduced, and it really hit me that, okay, I want to build something similar, but I don't have the knowledge, and I don't have a big name, and I need to come here
to learn.
to learn. Yeah, that's my main motive.
That's perfect. I think that's what the whole idea is for people who want to create some network.
Yeah, that's what
you
I
can
want
learn
to do.
here the
Yeah.
basics. Very cool.
Yeah.
But you said you have been into crypto for some time still. What have
Yeah.
you been doing in that space?
So I have been working in a crypto exchange company, which I will not say the name for privacy reasons.
Yep.
But I got to work in their Japan office and then worldwide. So I got to learn all the concepts and basics of crypto. And the fact that I loved the most was the decentralization, because I come from economic field and I know how banks and especially federal banks, how they print money. And I have seen this in Albania where every time they have some issue, okay, let's print more money. And I thought that's so crazy, so stupid. So when I learned about the concept of Bitcoin, I was very impressed by the logic, mathematical logic behind it. So I really enjoyed it. And people who are free, they like, I think, decentralization, like mentally and
Yeah.
spiritually. Yeah.
It's, I don't know, it seems to be that the earlier you came into crypto, the more you like decentralization.
Yeah.
And now later there are different values you can have, but decentralization is for sure a big one.
Yeah.
You were also in this like decentralized media.
I
Space.
love decentralized media.
Tell me more about
Sure.
this, like warp.
So
Yeah.
everybody, I write a newsletter about Japan. Be Curious is called, because everybody should be curious.
Where can you find it?
I will send you the link, but it's on Paragraph. Paragraph is a type of similar like Substack. It's another tool that you can use, but the beauty of it is that you store your writings on Arweave, which is a blockchain. What does it mean is that if you have conflict tomorrow with a government, nobody will remove that from the site because it's stored in blockchain. Guess what? So that's the whole idea of the on-chain media. And
Where a Substack, they could remove your post.
in Substack, yes,
in a way.
because it's not decentralized. Yeah, we can do like return if you want.
We will go around the
We can do
block.
that?
Yep. It will be exactly
Hi.
30. It's exactly 30 minutes. I've done the
Oh,
walk
okay.
before.
I actually have never been around this area.
Yep.
Thanks for bringing me around.
We have to explore more this island in general because it's kind of nice.
Yeah.
So this is one aspect of the blog you do it on, which is stored on Arweave.
Yeah.
But how do you reach out to people on?
So my main audience is Farcaster, like Warpcast. Of course, I use Twitter as well as a main communication tool, but I am big in Warpcast, so my community is there. That's how I reach to people and who have interest about Japan, especially. But yeah.
Warpcast. And how do you describe, like, is Warpcast exactly like Twitter, or is it for more specific
Yes.
audiences.
So I would say that Farcaster is like Twitter, and Farcaster is the decentralized app built on optimism chain. And then Farcaster has built their own customer, which is Warpcast, so not customer, client, typo. And now there are many different apps that are using the Farcaster as the hub,
Yeah.
where they can get the data and then build different social apps.
It's a really interesting use case of decentralization,
Yeah.
this social media, because Facebook and X and all of these places have so much power.
So much power. But now we have so many different apps inside the Farcaster. For example, Dracula is an app like TikTok, but it's decentralized. And we have also for podcasting or streaming, Unlonely is another kind of Web3 product of this. And there are many countless examples that I cannot come up now, but whatever that is like original media, there is also like on-chain media. And I think we at Network School, that we are content creator, we have to rely more on the on-chain media, decentralization. Yeah.
With enough time, I feel it will win out.
It will win. So now we have options. And I just think people don't know it yet,
Yep.
the power of it, and there are not so many user cases, so it's hard.
No,
but
also, I looked into uploading this, for instance,
Yeah.
on Warpcast.
Twitter. Oh, okay.
Because on X you can do long video
Okay.
uploads, but on Warpcast it's not yet possible. I would have to link, a
definitely.
YouTube link or a
But depending on
decentralized
the
link.
power of how powerful is your account. For example, for short videos, I can pause still, but
Yeah.
it's still until 5 minutes. That's how much Webcast allows it, actually.
Yep. And when the sort of tools become more powerful, it will be the
Yeah,
same. It's still
definitely.
growing.
Everybody, that's the beauty of it, because everybody can build whatever is missing. Everybody can build it and use it there. So I can share with you some other ideas later what you can use for putting this on
Yep.
Webcast.
If we go back to this global politics, that Balaji
Yeah.
was that China is kind of going up, Indians
Yeah.
are going up, the US is kind of going down, the
Going
internet
down.
is up. What do you feel about Japan? Where is Japan headed?
Where is Japan headed? That's a very good question. And I think Japan likes to follow USA as a role model. However, Japan has a very authentic society, and family and nuclear family is a very high value of the society in that sense. And people like to work there. They are, I think in Asia, everywhere people love working.
They seem to be very hardworking people. Yep.
So I think this is very positive. So I am kind of positive in the sense of the crypto, although the people who are in charge are not very crypto friendly. But I think we need this change in Japan. But yeah,
I remember when I was first getting into crypto, like 2018 maybe,
Okay.
it was Ripple and ETH were
okay,
like big,
yeah.
and there was this project with Ripple that they will be used with the central banks,
Banks,
in
okay.
Japan. There was something that they were going to use Ripple a lot, but
But now I don't think they're using it.
yeah, it didn't play out.
Zero.
At that point, they were like considering it.
Yeah. But yeah, I think another factor is that the birth rate is very low in this moment, and Japan might need like new forces, new good people to come. So I believe that Network State can play a very good role in promoting the society there, and promoting like startups, ideas, new people, young people who are enthusiastic and energetic,
Yes, because
And
you need
commit.
more people
Yeah.
to come in and do good stuff.
Definitely.
So it's and you see now why it would be a good candidate for
Yeah.
a
So
network state type of
I
place.
I think so too. That's my guess. Yeah.
But then again, I feel like there are so many places where the population is aging, and
Yeah,
who
yeah.
wouldn't want economic growth and having people come there and build,
For sure,
companies
but
and
economic growth, like I really believe in capitalism, and I think people should have the right to own like enterprise, not just business, but have an enterprise. And I think many of the countries that you are talking don't have this idea of capitalism, and free enterprise, because everybody is a slave in a way to the work of the corporate. Nobody wants to own a business, so that's a big difference,
Yes.
I think. So in Japan too, probably it's going to be hard, but I really want to support the community there and help.
So what's your ideal, if you would sketch a bit on this community
Yeah.
in Japan? What would it
Sure.
look like? What would be some characteristics of? Is it a copy of the network school? Is it some different?
So I
clone?
want to make type of a pop-up city first, like an experiment, before deciding on like the final thing, because you need to experiment with stuff to understand where you stand and the reaction of the people. So my idea is doing a pop-up city, perhaps in southern part of Japan, like Okinawa, or I'm open also for other spaces, but bringing startups together. And mind you that Japan has one of the countries with the longest, how do you say, the age? Their
Longest living age.
longevity.
Yeah.
Thank you. So
That's true.
we probably can learn a lot from them, and we can bring Brian Johnson there,
I think
and we can do like testing and experimenting on these people. No, oh my God, it sounded so bad. Like I mean, like testing them.
It's Okinawa, right? They have,
In Okinawa.
At one time, they had the longest living people in the world.
They're still like Ogami Village is called in Okinawa, the blue zone.
Have you visited?
I haven't, but I have visited other islands of Okinawa. Yeah, Okinawa has many islands, so.
So that would be ideal, some pop-up city with some longevity aspect.
Yes, that's my first idea.
Yes.
And then the second idea is helping students around Japan to learn more about crypto and promote crypto, Web3 projects, where people can know how to contribute, but this will bring more decentralized payments. And in Japan, cash is the king, although there are many banks. So, but who is going to be the future user? I think a young generation. So we need to attack or attract them.
So also not just internet people, but Japanese
Yeah,
young people.
yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's some of the idea.
I feel like Tokyo should be it's with that many people in one place. It must be a mosh pit of ideas and people who are eager to try.
Yeah.
New
Everybody who moves to Tokyo is eager for their future. They want a better future, basically. I think it's like New York or now San Francisco or every capital city in the world have that big potential that you can achieve your dreams, basically.
Yes, that magical.
Yeah, it's magic.
But since you are based there, there must
Yeah.
be like people open-minded.
There are many good people, and I like very intelligent people as well, wise. And I have met, not all of them, of course, I'm just kidding. I have met many people, even in my school or in my work and so on.
Is your friend circle in Japan mostly people who have moved to Japan or local Japanese?
Again, please?
Are they local Japanese or expats?
My friends?
Yes, or the people you
So,
hang around with?
I don't, as I age more, believe it or not, I don't have many friends. I have
That's
few,
true.
I have only 2 best friends, and then I have some friends that they're good people, but not like best friends. I don't, they are not Japanese, but I have good friends from Japan as well, but just mostly I get along with other people, so for me it doesn't
And
matter.
your Japanese is fluent now, you can talk.
I
like-
cannot say fluent, but it's a very good level, intermediary level. Humbleness is the first rule,
Yeah,
sir.
that's a
Now you
humble,
got
very
it.
good.
Yeah.
It's true that when people age, have you seen those graphs where the older you get,
Yeah.
the less people you interact
Yeah,
with?
I
You
have
less.
seen some graphs on internet. Yeah,
It's kind of sad, but true.
it's true. And honestly, I don't think I want so many best friends. I am very happy with my own best friends, and
Yeah.
I am happy actually.
That's the
so-
important part.
Yeah.
And what was the thing on the lecture today? Balaji talked about the bowling alone. That
I didn't know about that actually.
that it's kind of it's a new thing that we are this alone in a way. It's not normal
Definitely.
in society. way back you would have this much more socializing
Yeah.
and block parties and people hanging out basically. But now with the internet, I
With the
suppose the
internet
screen,
is supposed to be, yeah.
we are more and more alone. And
Yeah.
it's I
But I want to add a comment, like, at least for me, like I used to think before that traveling alone or being alone is so scary,
not at all.
is lonely. But for me, when I start to do things that I'm genuinely just following my curiosity, I'm never alone. I am so satisfied. And it makes maybe not so much sense, but I love it.
Yep.
It's just like I'm fulfilled. And of course, you also need interaction because we are social animals, but just being by following your curiosity
Yes.
and doing things you like, you are never alone, basically.
In Finnish, my grandma would say that there's a difference between being alone and lonely.
Lonely, yeah.
You need to like
To
change,
separate them.
separate.
Yeah.
But
So people who are young and or even whatever age it is, just get out of there. And the most important, whatever age you are, is be curious. That's the logo of my newsletter too.
very good.
Because in different stages we lose that curiosity and we slowly die. So you need to be curious and read and do things that you are passionate or hobbies.
True.
And it doesn't matter if you earn money from those hobbies or not, but you will realize that your brain really need that dopamine.
I agree.
Yeah.
And I think also these startup cities, pop-up cities, and this phenomena is now going back to socializing a bit more. Like we are coming from the internet and coming together in
Yeah.
real life.
Yeah.
So it's a nice new development, I feel, that we can actually spend time together in this very human way,
Yeah.
using these very kind of high-tech internet
Yeah, yeah.
technologies. So I like where this is going. Just from, I think many problems in humanity would be solved by just us talking to more and being together a
Definitely.
bit more. We don't,
Definitely. I agree with that.
so it's nice.
Sorry, I passed this side.
It's nice, I suppose, that you are gonna do this pop-up city movement. Is this the first pop-up city you've been to, or have you visited others?
I haven't. It's true. This is my first one, and I don't think this will be like exactly my first one because I'm gonna go to other edge city stuff. We can do it this side.
We can go back and then
Yeah.
finish, and then we go back to the
Yeah,
noise.
sure. But you know what? Now it's getting super heavy with this. So I'm thinking, should I go back?
No,
and
we
put this?
can finish. Like, just let me hear where people can find you online.
Okay.
and all
Yeah,
this.
definitely. So, what was your question? Like, where can people
Yeah,
find me online?
yeah.
Yeah. So people can find me online on Twitter and on Webcast, and I have a newsletter I write monthly, twice a month about Japan. So please subscribe. Yeah.
I'll link you on X,
Yes.
on wherever you are.
Yeah.
Hey,
Thanks.
Thanks.
Thanks everybody.
Bye bye.